class. Today's lesson is going to be about comparing numbers. We are going to compare two-digit numbers and record our results using math symbols for greater than, less than, and equal to. Let's discuss what is the meaning, what do we mean by compare. So compare means when we find similarities or differences between two or more things or people. Now, what do we mean by compare in terms of math language, right? So in math, to compare means when we are finding out the similarities or differences in the set of quantities that we have. So we're dealing with numbers and we are trying to decide if a number is greater than, less than, or equal to another number or a set or a quantity. So at my desk, I have 5 pencils and 3 crayons. So I would like you all to think with your partner, share and discuss about how is my comparison, what am I comparing here. I did hear most of your answers, and some of you are comparing the quantity, the pencils are more, some of you mentioned the crayons are less, and that the pencils are yellow in color, the crayons are red in color. Those are all good comparisons. Yes, 5 is greater than 3. We are looking at the number, right? We have 5 pencils compared to 3 crayons. Let's learn our math vocabulary words, what we are going to be using a lot during this lesson. So our first vocabulary word is greater than. So what's greater than? Greater than means more than or bigger than, right? So when we are comparing two numbers, so we can say one number is greater than or more than another. Right here I have 10 pencils and I'm comparing it with 6 crayons. So I can say that 10 is greater than 6. So that's our vocabulary word, greater than. Next one is less than. Less than also means smaller than when one number is less than another. The same example, 6 crayons and 10 pencils. 6 is less than 10. Now let's look at the symbol. Like in math, we have seen addition symbol, we have the plus sign. For subtraction, we have the minus sign. So similarly, for greater than, we have a math symbol, and this is our math symbol. It looks like a V, right? On its side, the letter V, the alphabet V on its side. And notice how the open end, the wider end of the V faces the big number, and the small pointy end right here, it faces the small number. So when we look at the same example, 10 pencils and 6 crayons, so 10 is greater than 6. So therefore, so that's a sentence, number sentence down here. 10 is greater than 6, or 10, and we use the math symbol, greater than 6. Moving on, for the less than sign is it's the greater than sign, but it's flipped. It's the same letter V on its side, and we see the pointy end faces the small number and the big open end faces the big number. With the same example, 6 crayons and 10 pencils, 6 is less than 10, or when we write it in a number sentence, 6, we use the math symbol less than 10. And our last symbol for this lesson is the equal to sign. You all are familiar with the equal to sign. When two numbers are the same value, the same quantity, we put this equal to sign, right? So here I have 5 pencils and I have another set of 5 pencils. 5 is equal to 5, or 5 with the equal to sign 5. Now let's look at some strategies, because we are going to do today we are going to do two-digit numbers. We're going to compare two-digit numbers. Tomorrow we will do three-digit numbers. So what are the different strategies we can use to compare numbers? So we can use base 10 blocks. When numbers become big, it's easy for us to bring out our base 10 blocks and compare, or we can do our place value chart. You all been working on this place value chart for the past few weeks by dividing the numbers in the ones place, the tens, and the hundreds. Or you can do a quick draw, or you can also use your math manipulatives, the unifix cubes, to figure out the quantity of the number and try to find out which one is greater than, less than, or equal to. Let's look at a couple of examples. So let's compare between these two numbers, right? So I have 19. Okay, so we are going to, okay, let's look at these two numbers. So when you have these two numbers, 19 and 11, so we are comparing these two numbers. So here I'm going to use my base 10 blocks. So 19, when I look at 1, I know 1, it's 110 and 9 ones. So therefore I have 1 10 block and 9 ones. And when I look at the other number, 11, I know it is 110 and 1 ones. So 19th, when I look at my base 10 blocks, I know very easily that 19 is greater than 11. So I'm going to use my math symbol. I'm going to bring my math symbol over here. And there we have 19 with my greater than symbol, 11. So when I write it down in a number sentence, it's 19 is greater than 11. Let's look at another example. I have the number 25 and 56. Again, I'm using my base 10 blocks to make it easy. So when I look at number 25, over here, number 2, I know it is the tens place. So 2, I have 2 tens. So I have 2 10 blocks and 5 ones. And when I look at the number 56, 5, I have 5 tens and 6 ones. So when I look at my base 10 blocks, I know that 56 is more. And when I look at the number 25, 25 is less. So because we are comparing 25 to 56, right? 25 is what we are comparing. So 25 is less than 56, right? So that's a number sentence. 25 is less than 56. Now we have to bring the math symbol. Remember, we have the letter V and the pointy end faces the small number. 25 is a small number, so I'm going to bring this math symbol over here. And we can see that the pointy end faces the small number and the big open end faces the big number. So 25 is less than 56. Let's move on to our worksheet. So you all have a copy of this worksheet at your desk. So let's do the first 3 problems together, and the rest you will work on your own. Let's read the question. Use one of the following symbols to compare the numbers. So we're going to use the greater than symbol, less than, or equal to symbol. Let's look at the first problem. We have 33 and 45. So I'm going to look at the 33 number, the tens place, right? So 3 is, I have 3 tens, and I have, in 45, I have 4 tens. So right away, when I'm seeing I have 3 tens and 4 tens, right? So I know that 33 is less than 45. So in this case, I'm going to put the math symbol. So 33 is a smaller number. So make sure the pointy end, small pointy end faces the small number, right? So that's my math symbol. So 33 is less than 45. The small pointy end faces the small number and the open faces the 45, big number. Okay, let's look at the next question. We have 21 and 23. So let's look at 21 first. I see the place value 2 is, I have 2 tens. Let's look at the other number, 23. I have 2 tens. Oh, both are 2 tens, right? So when your tens value is the same, the equal amount, then look at the ones value. We are going to compare the ones. So let's look at the ones. I have 21. I have 2 tens and 1 1. That makes up 21. Let's look at 23. I have 2 tens and how many ones? Yes, you got it right. I have 3 ones. So when I'm looking at my place value chart, I used my place value chart and I saw that 21 is less than 23. So I'm going to use my math symbol. Remember, the small pointy end faces the small number and the big open end faces the big number. So right here our big number is 23, right? We're comparing 21. So I'm going to show 21 is less than 23. That's good. Awesome. Moving on to problem 3. I have the numbers 12 and 12. So I can see right away both the numbers are the same. They are equal. So I'm going to put the equal to sign, the math sign for equal, that 12 is equal to 12. So the rest of the worksheet you can work on your own. You can work independently or you can work with a partner, and you can use the base 10 blocks, or you can do your quick draw, or you can use your place value chart to figure out which number is greater than, less than, or equal to. And if you have any other strategy, you can use that strategy also. So once you're done with this worksheet, we will get together as a class and we'll discuss the answers together. And we will finish our lesson by sharing with each other what did you learn in today's lesson. So let's start working on the worksheet.